the show called Celtic Crossroads here on Live and Local on FM 90.9. And they are, flutist is Lindsay Moyna, banjo player Jonas Fromsire, fiddler and musical director Michael McClintock, guitarist is Johnny Barrell, accordion player Marianne Knight, and we'll hear her singing in a little while, uilleann pipes Isaac Alderson, right? And drummer Diarmid Hurley. And first of all, thank you all for getting off the bus so early and agreeing to stop in here. It's a real treat to have you. Michael, why don't you tell us a little bit about the background that led to the creation of this show? I understand you're the guy to tell us all about that.
That's what they tell me.
Yeah.
This is not one of those shows where there's really a musical director. It is at the end of the day. It's just it's kind of like a hippie commune. You know, we all come up with the material. Everyone gets their their say. The show kind of came out of Ireland on the west coast there, in Galway. We started off, we were just playing in the streets for the first little while, trying to get people into come and listen to us and maybe see our show later on, and then gradually, at first it was a summer project. It was just everyone was doing it in their summer holidays.
And this was about when?
It's about 4 years ago. 4 years ago now, and then about 2 years ago we really started taking it much more seriously, and brought it over to the US. So we're playing some big shows now in the US. Things have really taken off.
And you've been here since January, at least.
Since
I was
January.
looking at your website, and you a bunch of dates in Texas and Georgia and my home state of Pennsylvania, and you're hopping all over the place.
Pretty much everywhere. We went to Maui for the beginning of this tour.
Oh.
In Hawaii. And
For the beginning in January, that's a nice place to be in January.
It's a pretty amazing place.
And of course, here you get some lovely Midwestern weather that you just sort of rolled into.
We're not used to
We're home.
rain.
No? Oh, yeah. There's plenty of
rain's
rain,
good.
right? Yeah, that's why Ireland is supposed to be green, right? That's one of the stereotypes. Yeah. What is your what is he? Business manager, road manager, organizer, Kevin Crosby.
Kevin. Yes.
Yeah, he was telling me a little bit about the deeper background of the idea of the Crossroads.
Yeah. You might as well tell us a bit about the Crossroads. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Johnny's just
It's like that would have been a big tradition years ago. It actually came from, there was a time when kind of the Irish tradition was forbidden by the British that kind of came in, and their way of trying to fight back. Basically, the Irish culture was forbidden. You weren't allowed to speak the Irish language. You weren't allowed to play the Irish music. So their way of fighting back this is they'd sneak out in the middle of the night or in the evening and go to a local meeting place, for example a crossroads between two villages or something, and they'd just play and dance and jig away for the night. And then even when it was no longer illegal to have the Irish culture, that kind of tradition stayed going and kind of turned into what we now know as the kind of Irish music session or so.
And how long ago did that change?
That would have been the 19th century.
18th century, about 100 years ago.
Yeah, about 100 years ago.
And it's still alive 100 years later.
Yeah.
Very much so.
To a degree. And you're picking up, you're not just doing Irish music, but you're also part of the Crossroads ideas. You're picking up music from quite a number of other
Styles.
traditions, including American bluegrass.
Yeah, a bit of bluegrass as well.
Is that why we have a banjo in the mix?
You might as well tell us about it.
Well, not really actually, because the banjo was kind of incorporated into Irish music in the early 20s and 30s in the States. It's an American instrument, as you know, but this version only has 4 strings and is tuned like a violin or a mandolin. So
Yeah,
it's
I was going to say
perfect for
it looks different from what it's shorter also.
It's shorter
isn't it?
and only has 4 strings and it's tuned in fifths for anybody musical out there. And so it's basically very handy to play all the fiddle tunes on. A lot of tunes are composed for fiddle.
Well, and since this is radio and not television, and you all can't tell listeners that you're a pretty young bunch here. Early 20s for the most part here?
Pretty much.
Something like that. So
In or around.
most
Not all of us.
yeah, not all of us. But so if you've been going for about 4 years, some of you weren't even that yet.
Yeah.
Have most of you been involved in this since the beginning?
Five of us.
Yeah.
The five Irish or
The five
and
Irish.
the four Irish and Michael. I've been there since the beginning.
You've been there since the beginning.
Jonas has been with us for about 6 months as well. Yeah, in fact.
So we
Six-
kind of
6
got
months, yeah.
involved when we were in, like, coming out of university and stuff like that. So in the beginning, when it was a summer project, we kind of had our summers off. So that's how we originally kind of gotten involved.
Well, that's a fun way to get going
Yeah.
as a summer gig.
Summer job.
Yeah, so now here you are touring the world and doing some pretty good. I mean, I've seen some of the videos too, and one of the big appeals is also the visual aspect. I mean, it's not just a bunch of people sitting around playing. I mean, it's a pretty exciting show to watch.
Yeah, and there's dancing as well, and there's it's a pretty dynamic kind of high energy performance.
And are any of you the dancers among the, you got?
Dermot's a part-time dancer.
And Marianne here was like. Marianne does everything. She sings, she plays music, she dances.
And are we going to get to hear her sing next?
Sure.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Why not?
All right.
We're going to sing for you a song called Crooked Jack, and it's an old Irish, I suppose, a working song about a man who left his homeland and started working in the mines. So for those of you who are crawling out of bed now and are experiencing a bit of pain in the old back, this one's for you because Jack himself had a bad back, hence the reason he was called Crooked Jack. So
Crooked
here we
Jack.
go. Irishmen, both young and stern, with adventures in your soul. There are better ways to spend your days than working down a hole. Well, I was tall and true, hollow 6'2", when they broke me across the back. By the name unknown, and it's not my own, as they call me Crooked Jack. Well, let me gangers build a high boy, he cried, a big Jack, he could do no wrong. And the reason simply was because he could work both hard and strong. I was tall and true, hollow 6'2", when they broke me across the back. By the name unknown, it's not my own, as they call me Crooked Jack. Well, there were crispy day, I went away to work on the hydro dams. Our sweat and tears, our hopes and fears, bound up in shuddering jams. I was tall and true, hollow 6'2", when they broke me across the back. By the name unknown, and it's not my own, and they call me Crooked Jack. Well, I've never seen such men before, and their faces drawn and grey. Sure, I never thought so soon would mine be lying the self-same way. I was tall and true, 6'2", when they broke me across the back. By the name unknown, and it's not my own, as they call me Crooked Jack. Well, if they say that an honest work is tough, fire in the spirit and the soul, but believe me, boys, it's for sweat and blood they want you down the road. I was tall and true, hollow 6'2", when they broke me across the back. By the name unknown, and it's not my own, as they call me Crooked Jack. I was tall and true, now I'm 4'2", they broke me across the back. By the name unknown, and it's not my own, oh, and they call me Crooked Jack. Something like that, anyway.
Something like that. And I appreciate your coming in here and waking yourselves up. And
Thank
you
you
helped
very
wake
much.
me up. Just being able to watch and hear you playing live. And
Thanks for having us.
yeah.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.